I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day.
Kim and Paulo under one roof. Paulo considering bringing Kim into his home, the real reason revealed. Welcome to Stardom Scoop. Glowing Star, where we dive deep into the dazzling world of celebrity news, exclusive gossip, and the untold stories behind your favorite stars. If you love keeping up with the latest in Hollywood, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for all the juicy updates. For the past few months, fans have been closely following every movement, every gesture, and every new rumor surrounding the KimPau tandem. What began as a simple on-screen partnership has transformed into one of the strongest and most discussed love teams in recent Philippine entertainment history. Their chemistry, their timing, and their quiet but undeniable closeness have stirred countless conversations. And just when everyone thought they had seen and heard everything, a new revelation hits the public, one that sends fans into wild speculation. Reports are spreading that Kim Chiu and Paulo Avellino might soon be under the same roof. The whispers are getting louder, the insiders are becoming more confident, and the statements from people close to production are suggesting that Paulo is seriously considering having Kim stay in his own home. And the big question everyone is asking now is, why? What exactly pushed Paulo to make such a bold and unexpected decision? This story is long, complicated, and filled with emotional layers that go way beyond the surface-level killing that fans see on social media. Because behind the scenes, something much deeper has been happening, something that pushed Paulo to prioritize Kim's safety, well-being, and emotional peace more than ever. Everything started when Kim began dealing with an unusual wave of stress and pressure. With the success of her projects, the non-stop tapings, the expectations from the public, and the rise of malicious online attacks, Kim found herself overwhelmed in ways people did not immediately see. She remained bubbly in front of the camera, still smiling, still laughing, still giving her all during rehearsals and interviews. But crew members noticed the subtle signs. She was quieter during breaks. She avoided scrolling through her social media feeds. She would lean on walls backstage just to take deeper breaths. She was exhausted, emotionally and mentally. Paulo noticed everything. He has always been observant, always aware of Kim's energy. Even when she tried to hide her stress, Paulo saw through it. He saw how she tried to remain strong for the fans, how she tried to shrug off the negativity. And he made it his responsibility to watch over her quietly. On set, he would check in with her. He would make sure she ate between scenes. He would ask staff members if they had noticed anything unusual. Everyone saw how protective he had become. But things escalated when a series of dangerous incidents occurred around Kim. One situation involved a persistent individual who kept showing up outside their taping locations. At first, the staff dismissed it as just another, overly enthusiastic supporter, but the behavior grew more alarming. The person would linger around, follow vans, and attempt to get close to Kim every time she stepped out. Production eventually had to report the situation to security. Then came the online harassment, edited videos, fabricated stories, threatening messages, many of them targeted specifically at Kim. These were not simple, trolling or harmless comments. They were calculated, consistent, and harmful. And although Kim tried to shake them off, Paulo saw how deeply it affected her. There were days when Kim would receive alarming messages right before a shoot. She would force herself to smile, deliver her lines, interact with fans, and maintain her cheerful personality. But the moment she stepped off camera, her shoulders would drop, and she would take long pauses to regain her composure. This was the moment Paulo started to worry. According to insiders, Paulo approached management privately, expressing concern about Kim's safety. He made it clear that he felt uncomfortable knowing she was dealing with so many threats alone. Management increased security, added protocols on set, and limited access to certain areas. But even with all the adjustments, Paulo could still sense that Kim didn't feel completely safe. And then came the moment that changed everything. One night, after a late taping, Kim received another alarming message. This time, it included details about her exact location and movements. Whoever sent it clearly knew her schedule and the area she frequented. Kim, shaken, immediately informed the handler assigned to her. Paulo found out moments later and was furious, not furious at Kim, but furious that someone had access to such information. That night, Paulo insisted on driving her home. It wasn't part of the plan. It wasn't part of their usual setup. But Paulo refused to let her go alone. Kim, although embarrassed at first, allowed him. And in that car ride, she finally opened up to him, not just about the threats, but about how tired she was of pretending she was okay. She admitted that she was drained. She admitted she was scared. She admitted she felt unsafe even inside her own home on certain nights. Hearing those words shattered Paulo. People describe Paulo as calm, quiet, and reserved. But when someone he cares about is hurting, he becomes fierce in a way few have seen. That night, something shifted in him. It was the moment he decided that enough was enough. He needed to do something more concrete, something beyond simply checking in or comforting her during breaks. That was when the idea first came to him. What if he could give Kim a place where she truly felt safe? A place where she wouldn't be alone at night, where she wouldn't have to worry about strange cars parked outside her home, where she wouldn't receive terrifying messages without someone by her side to reassure her. What if he could create a space where she could rest, breathe, and feel protected without having to pretend she was strong every single moment? Several days after that car ride, Paulo began quietly preparing. He talked to security experts. He talked to people in management. He even talked to a trusted friend about privacy concerns. He wanted to make sure that if he took this step, everything would be organized, discreet, and most importantly, beneficial for Kim. Insiders revealed that Paulo had been ready to make his move. But he didn't want to pressure Kim. He wanted her to feel safe, not obligated. So he waited for the right moment. That moment happened after another taping session where Kim seemed visibly shaken. She had received another disturbing message, this time referencing her past and using her old photos to mock her. It broke her. Paulo saw her turning away from the staff just to hide her tears. He couldn't stand watching her crumble like that. Later that evening, when everyone else had left the dressing room, Paulo gently approached her and asked, "Do you want a place where you can rest without worrying about anything? A place where you're safe, where you're not alone, where you can breathe?" Kim was silent for a long moment. Paulo continued, explaining that his home was secure, private, and heavily gated. No one would be able to access it easily. No stalkers. No unknown cars. No one lurking outside. He told her she didn't have to decide right away. But he wanted her to know that the option was there. Kim didn't answer at first. She simply nodded. And insiders say that was the beginning of serious discussions between their teams. Rumors now suggest that Kim has already visited Paulo's home multiple times, not for romantic reasons, but for safety briefings, space inspections, and familiarization. Paulo reportedly made adjustments in his home to ensure she would feel comfortable if ever she chose to stay temporarily. Fans were quick to react when snippets of their private movements leaked. Many assumed it was purely a romantic gesture, but those close to them insisted the primary reason was Kim's emotional well-being and security. Paulo simply wanted to protect her, to give her peace of mind, and to be someone she could rely on during a difficult chapter. At the heart of this story is not just a love team, not just showbiz pressure, not just rumors, it is about two people who genuinely care for each other. Paulo took action because he saw Kim hurting. He saw her fear. He saw her exhaustion. And he couldn't bear to watch her go home alone to a house she no longer felt safe in. If Kim ever decides to stay at Paulo's home, it won't be for publicity. It won't be for clout. It will be because she finally found a place where she could breathe without fear. And perhaps, this is the real reason fans have fallen so deeply in love with the KimPau tandem. Behind the killing is real compassion. Behind the rumors is real concern. Behind the cameras is a bond built on trust, protection, and genuine care. Thanks for tuning in to Stardom Scoop. If you enjoyed our deep dive into the latest celebrity drama, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more juicy updates. What do you think about Paulo and Kim's situation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep shining and stay in the know with Stardom Scoop.